What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So, I got this beautiful backdrop. I'm here in Kauai on location. My client is getting a massage right now, so I got about 10 minutes to do this video. So, it's going to be a quick one, but I'm going to go into some details and throw some B-roll in there and spice it up to kind of, explain what's in my camera bag. I'm not going to go into everything because some of it is excessive, but if you want me to do a more extended video, comment down below. While you're down there, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. So first category, we're going to talk about cameras. I'm shooting on a Canon C70 right now. It's a beautiful camera. I'm waiting for the upcoming C400. Did a video on that about 2 weeks ago. You could feel free to check that out. But the C70 is something I still bring. It's not a mandatory camera to bring in a bag because it's not a hybrid, and I think if you are going to travel, you should have a hybrid camera. So not a lot of details in the C70. Beautiful cinema camera, built-in ND filters. That's the thing I love about it. RF mount. But if I had one camera to bring, I'm going to bring my Canon R6 right here. This is what is going to capture most of the content. Full frame, 4K, 6K sensor downsample, so I can do beautiful pictures and beautiful video. Yes, the video is not as sharp and as crisp as the C70, but still I can get a lot of bang for buck out of this camera. Still 422 10-bit color. Everything I need, you know what I mean? Thumbnails, photography, high level. So if I had to pick one camera, it is going to be a hybrid camera. In addition to having that hybrid camera, some of the other cameras, like this action cam right here, I don't know what this black stuff is on it, but I like this little camera just because it could fit into so many different places. When you think about the flexibility of being able to take it out the mount, right here, I can kind of put it in a hat visor, which I did bring for the clip-on. I can mount it because it's magnetic. You can put it on a wall. You can do time lapse. It's only 2.7K. They just come out with the newer version. I think I'm gonna get that newer version mainly because I don't have to buy this case. The beautiful thing about this is that I can take it out and kind of see everything set up right here in this monitor and have the camera and something else, which I think is just a still to have. So we have the Instago 3. I don't think it's a must, but it is, I mean, for what the capabilities, if you have the budget to add that to your camera, what's in your camera bag, it doesn't take up much space, and then you can get some really nice creative shots, especially if you get one of the selfie sticks to attach to it. We also have the Action 4, 4K, 422, 10-bit color space when using D-Log M. Just a beautiful camera, and then the low light capability is getting so much more phenomenals in the 422, 10-bit color spaces. Mwah, chef's kiss. In addition to that, we got the DJI Mavic 3 drone. You know what I mean? A 4/3 Hasselblad sensor. We doing 5.1K 50 frames per second, 422 10-bit D-Log M, and also D-Log. It's just a beautiful drone. You know what I mean? You also have a zoom. I don't use it as much. I just use the native, sensor in it, but it has that ability to zoom in. I think it's 170. It's a little mushy. I wouldn't use it. I think that's the good thing about the new Mavic 3. Mavic Air 3 is that it has like a 70mm zoom in. I prefer that, but this was older technology. But if you can get a great deal on the used market with this, I would highly recommend. So I have this. I have the Fly More kit. Got 3 batteries. Every battery give me 46 minutes of life, and I really hardly go through even one battery because I get back to the hotel, charge it up. But I think if you were traveling, you wasn't going to be able to have an AC outlet having the 3 batteries. Severe backup capabilities. The reason why I love my cinema camera. So shout out to this used on used market where all these newer features come out. This is something really get tip of the top line aerial footage. So we have that camera, and last but not least, your phone. I have the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I can go 422 ProRes. I can shoot a log now with the iPhone. For some of the things I'm going to say, all these cameras have different purposes, different uses. Some of it is excessive. Like at the end of the day, if I only had to pick 2 cameras, it'd be my phone and my R6, just because I'm going to be able to capture content that's a little bit more on the professional side. So as much as I love the action cam, as much as I love the Instago 3, my iPhone, which you can do water a little bit, but just make sure it's fully charged, because sometimes you get the whole thing, it takes an hour to kind of like dry off kind of a situation. I can get away with some water adventure with that in the R6, and get away with some great travel footage. But you have the extra room and the budget. Instago 3, the Action 4, highly recommend that. So we signing off with those for the camera section. We're going to talk really quickly about lighting. I got the Zion June X100 Molars light with the rechargeable adapter. I have the softbox. That's how I'm able to get that light right now, so we can have the backdrop exposed because I got ND filters, on the C70. And if I didn't have the C70, I do bring my Freewell variable ND filters for my Canon R6. So when I'm slapping on my lenses, we're good to go with that. And then I got some other little lights, such as this light right here. So we love the fact that it's bi-color. If I need a little extra light driving in a car, we have this situation. Packs up really nicely. USB-C charger. That's one of the things, I just want to put out. A lot of my gear now has USB-C charging capabilities. It makes it a lot easier, especially now that I have it in my iPhone 15 Pro Max. I bring a flash. It's not mandatory. You can always find ways to use natural light, but I just bring it when I want that extra crisp, lighting. So I got the flash. This is part of the excessive gear. I also have Kodak speed adapter, so now I can mount the flash onto a light stand. I did bring one. That's a bit excessive, but to really get that off-camera flash shot, which really kind of helps out with the situation. And everything I'm talking about in this video, if there's links, I'm gonna put it in the description box below so you can hop onto that. So that's covering the lighting gear. I did also bring a little aperture light dome, Mini 3. As I said, that is a little excessive. This could be mounted to my June X100 Molars light with the adapter that comes with the light. The bigger the softbox, the more diffuse light. This is a little bit more harsh, but I just did a quick little setup just to get it going. Right now on the Canon C70, I have the 15-35 f2.8 lens. I always have that in a kit because it's a nice little versatile lens in terms of getting wide shot. For some of you who have crop sensor cameras, you might have the 18-35. I swapped that over for this lens because it has image stabilization. It works on full frame cameras. So on my R6, I'm getting a really wide shot, situation. So it's a beautiful combination with something like my RF 24-70 and the R6 Mark II. I'm pretty much covered in any shooting situation I have. When I got two cameras, this is just an extra benefit to it. So this is a must in my camera kit because the 24-70 is going to give me a lot of nice portrait photography, wide landscapes. This is very versatile and it's image stabilized. So for some of you Canon people that was already using the EF version, this has IS. My R6 Mark II already has 5-axis image stabilization, so the combinations give you from 7.5 to like 8 coordinated, and I don't know how it work out. It should be 8, but that's what they say, like 7 to like 8 stops. So we have that lens. I also have, this is a bit excessive because I would normally, which is bring, if I was saving space, the 15-35, the 24-70, but I also bring the 24-105 because I wanted to do some testing and shooting because I'm thinking about converting some of these lenses and just getting the 24-105 f2.8, but it's a heavy lens. What I love about this one is it's light, image stabilized as well. It's been nice to have on this trip because some of the shots I really didn't need the 2.8. So I'm thinking about swapping up, some of these lenses and converting the 24-70 and this into just a 24-105 f2.8. We'll see. It's a heavy lens, so have that. I also have what I deem is the bokeh killer, which is the EF 85 f1.2. You want to blur out the background, get a very unique shot. You'll find these at a really great price because people are getting the RF mount. Once again, I got an EF to RF mount adapter. This one has a control ring adapter, so I can assign this to be, aperture, anything on the fly. So gotta have this in the kit. Also have the RF 24mm. This is a macro lens, image stabilized. I really love this lens. It's great for vlogging, just to get a wider shot. You don't have to worry about being cropped out. Just great image quality. So I have the 35 f1.8 macro lens. Like I said, I love this lens just because it prevents, barrel distortion a little bit more. Like the wider the lens, sometimes it makes your face wider. So as much as I love the 24, when I'm going in a situation, I don't know how tight shots is going to be, I'm probably going to leave the 24 on the R6 Mark II because most of these cameras now, you can enable crop, so I can kind of make a 24 look like a 35. I can make a 35 look like a 50, but you can never go wide. Gotta have that in the kit. And then I brought this lens as well, which is I brought this lens mainly to test it out. This is the Helios. This is a vintage lens. You want to just have a lens that just gives a different look. I put the EF to RF F adapter on, slap this on. You got to pull manual focus, so keep that in mind. But every now and then when you got a little extra time and you just want to test it out, it's like, why not? So this is in the kit. And in terms of talking to lenses, one of the things I don't want to forget, I got a bag full of ND filters, and mainly because I have different lenses, I have separate rings. I got like a little pouch, so with all these filters, we can make sure that we're covered, because as I said before, the C70 is a little excessive in the sense of like, I'm not always going to bring that with me on a travel trip. The beautiful thing about the C70, no matter what lens put on the camera, ND filters there. I don't have to worry about sizes. So, you know, because I got the RF 24 to 70 and the 15 to 35, they both 82 millimeter filter thread. That's why my Freewell is an 82 millimeter filter thread, and then I use step up rings for some of the other lenses. So that covers the lenses. A little backstory to that. Comment down below if you got questions, you want me to do a more extended version. I got two tripods. I got the Ulanzi carbon fiber. Once again, this is like 2 pounds. And then I got a Benro carbon fiber. That's like 2 pounds. So it makes, you know, keeping the luggage under the weight capacity. This right here, which is PGY Tech. You know, once again, this is a little excessive, but sometimes I want to mount things. And I love the way this is kind of set up where I can just mount this. I can put the GoPro. Another little thing that I make sure I attach the Ulanzi quick release plate to all of my extension tripods, light stands, just because it makes it easier just to universally attach something. I don't have to worry about finding the right base plate. We use a Ulanzi claw system and attaching that to like every single thing that I have, just so we can just swap in and swap out. I also, one camera I don't want to forget about, I did bring the Osmo Pocket 3. That's with the client right now, and it's a great camera. It's a gimbal, you know what I mean? It fits anywhere. That is something that always will be in my camera bag. I almost slipped up on that. And I also have a quick release plate on the bottom of that to put on a tripod to do time lapses. Matter of fact, I insert that time lapse right now as I'm talking. This is a time lapse from the Osmo Pocket 3, which is a motion time lapse. Put it on a tripod real quick, took it off, and we got that footage. So, you know, but with this one right here, this is Ulanzi again, carbon fiber, tabletop tripod, quick release plate, you know, just to kind of show you. I could take the R6 on the fly, slap it in. That's just perfect for me. You know what I mean? That's the situation that I love. Sound, audio quality. I got shotgun mics, both the R6 Mark II and the C70. I have the 3.5 millimeter jack, Sennheiser MKE 200 microphone. Love this. Make sure you got AAA batteries on backup just to be covered. I just love these mics. It's just a great little setup. No, these are the 400s. And then when it comes down to the Action 4, I have the 200 with the sound on top of this one. So I just love these mics. So this is the Sennheiser MK200. The 400 is on the C70, and the 400 with the extra wind chill, because I've been out on the beach, is right here on the Canon R6 Mark II. I just love the fact that Sennheiser puts everything in a box, covers everything, so it's just a nice little system, man. I really appreciate when companies go the extra mile and make sure that the clients are covered. So I got my iPad Pro, you know, great to review footage, download. I got the YouTube that I paid the $9.99 a month, download videos, anything I want to look into, you know, research, brainstorm. By the time I land, I have ideas of what I'm going to go in and go shoot. My MacBook right here, which is the M2 Max 14-inch MacBook Pro. It's an editing beast. It just cuts through all footage, like whether I'm shooting raw with my C500 Mark II or C70, you know, it just cuts through everything so fast. Pictures, everything. I have the 1 terabyte, 32 gigabytes of RAM, M2 Max chip. You know, I think it cost me around like $2,700 plus tax or whatever it is. It's a lot cheaper now on the used market. They actually have the M3 versions out. I don't think it's really necessary, but it's just an editing beast. You know, honestly, I had a M13 inch that kind of broke down on me, so just normally stays at home in the office as my main editing suite that never really leaves. But I just ordered a Mac Studio M2 Max chip, 1 terabyte, 64 gigabytes of RAM. So that's going to sit there because that now has 4 USB-C Lightning Thunderbolts. This has 3, which is great because it also has a charger, so I can save a third space. But it's great to have this because when I have the charger cord, I can charge all USB-C items. 95% of the gear I have is USB chargeable, you know, so I really appreciate that. That is my setup, my gear, what's in my camera bag when I'm traveling. It might be 1 or 2 other things, but I'm going to link it all down below. With this said, we're going to wrap up the video right there. As always, stay creative, be courageous, and get on your grind.